Spoilers! Alright, this is my very first spoiler talk video, and it's only fitting that it be for a movie of this scale. So let's talk some spoilers about Avengers Age of Ultron. And that is a spoiler warning. If you have not seen this movie yet and you don't want it spoiled for you, get out of here now, because I'm gonna be spoiling the shit out of it. Okay, let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about is Ultron, because he surprised me quite a bit. He had a lot more personality than I initially thought he was going to have. Like I said, the only Ultron I really knew beforehand was the one from the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes cartoon. He had like no personality there. But here, he's actually pretty sarcastic and witty, and I liked it. I didn't expect it at all, but it made him a really interesting villain. Like when he's first talking with Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, he's all like,
"People create the thing they dread. Invaders create Avengers. People create smaller people. Oh, children. I almost lost it there for a second."
That made me laugh. It added some dimension to his character. He's not just crush, kill, destroy. But what I really want to talk about is the fact that this movie has a lot of setup for the Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 3. I didn't feel that the first Avengers had too much setup. Yeah, it showed them going their separate ways, and it did tease Thanos at the end, but really, that was it. In this movie, we find out that Loki's scepter had one of the Infinity Stones in it, the Mind Gem. And when Thor has his vision, we see the 4 Infinity Stones that we've seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe so far. Loki's scepter is the Mind Gem, the Orb is the Power Gem, the Ether is the Reality Gem, and the Tesseract is the Space Gem. So Thor is like, oh shit, these gems mean business. They are the most powerful objects in all of existence. I had no idea that this movie was going to go that far. That's what I meant when I said that this movie has some great unexpected plot twists. However, I feel like they would have been a lot more mind-blowing if Phase 3 hadn't even been announced yet. Like if we had no idea about Infinity War or Black Panther or anything, can you imagine how huge of a revelation these things would be? Like when Bruce Banner says, oh, Ultron's going to Wakanda to get vibranium, we could be like, oh shit, that's a Black Panther reference. What does that mean? Does that mean there's going to be a Black Panther movie? I don't know. And then maybe a week or so after this movie's released, then Phase 3 could be announced. But whatever, you know, this is how we have it. A little later in the movie, the Avengers are fighting over whether they should activate this new Ultron body. Will it serve us for good, or will it turn on us like Ultron? Then Thor just comes out of nowhere. He just zaps it to life. And now we have Vision. Now Vision has become pretty much everyone's favorite new character. I thought he was really cool, but I do have some questions about him. Since he is powered by the Mind Gem, is that why he talks the way he does? I am not Ultron. I am not Jarvis. I am. He's very mystical and shit, but he's an android. Vision really is a perfect mixture of human Earth technology and cosmic extraterrestrial power. Well, if that's the way it works, then that's the way it works. Scarlet Witch is still my favorite of the new characters, and it's not just because she's Elizabeth Olsen and she's insanely attractive. That's just one of the reasons. Yeah, the Russian accents are pretty bad. They're horrible. In fact, if she lost the accent by the time we get to Civil War, that wouldn't bother me at all. She had some pretty awesome moments in this movie. She really does mess with everyone's head except for Hawkeye's, but it looks really cool when she's doing it. She is like a witch. She's going up behind people and she's going like, woo! I found that really cool, but the moment that made me go, yeah, she's my new favorite, was when Hawkeye was with that kid and the machine gun's gonna hit them and Quicksilver sacrifices himself to save them. He's like, you didn't see that coming? And he falls and he dies. And then you see Scarlet Witch, she's fighting these drones and she senses it and she just screams out in rage like, ah! And you see the drones around her just they're just exploding. And I was like, damn, that was some powerful stuff right there. That's easily one of my favorite moments in the movie. However, I gotta say, I do like the Quicksilver from X-Men Days of Future Past more. Okay, I'm now gonna skip to the end of the movie because there's a lot I want to say about these new Avengers. Everyone's going their separate ways again. Tony Stark's going to try to live a quiet life. That won't last long. Thor's going back up to Asgard again. And Captain America and Black Widow are now running this Avenger School for Gifted Mutants. This new team consists of Scarlet Witch, Vision, Falcon, and War Machine. Alright, let's look at this for a second. What we know for a fact right now is that Black Widow, Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, and Falcon are all confirmed to be in Captain America Civil War. These announcements were made before the release of Age of Ultron. So Scarlet Witch and Falcon being part of this new Avengers team makes sense, but we also have Vision and War Machine in there. So now we need the announcements that they're going to be in Civil War. I always thought that War Machine needs to be in there because we already have a few Captain America characters in there. So now we need some Iron Man characters to balance it out. And also Vision, because I was wondering just how many of these movies he's going to be in. He's got that Mind Gem, so I suspect that that'll come into play later down the line. He's fucked. Okay, so those are my thoughts on the spoilers for Avengers Age of Ultron. I thought it was really cool that they made Hawkeye the heart of the movie by giving him a family. That was great. Talk about your character development. Okay, so what was your favorite scene in Avengers Age of Ultron? Whatever it was, go ahead and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe.